Right then peeps, here we are back up on the roof. You can see these have stuck down nicely, and I've sealed them up with a bit of 522 Caravan. That's dried. I'm going to give them a little blast of etch primer, and I'm going to paint them in some more of this roof paint just to fully seal them up. And then finally I'll bolt this across the roof, put the end caps on it, and it'll be job done. Now I'm standing up 10 foot up on the ladder, trying to paint and film at the same time, the easiest thing. Excuse the wobbly camera work. If I zoomed out, yeah, it's all the way out. Right, well, that's going to have to go down to being one-handed. Bit of extra primer, just to give the roof paint something to seal to. Aiming for a Concord paint job. Might get a Concord paint job, you know, the paint job it had after it crashed. And that should let the roofing paint stick. I don't know if I'm filming the right thing here, I've got so much sun on the screen I can't see what I'm doing. But that'll allow this coach paint to stick. And then I can move down to doing the front one, which is going to run roughly across there. I don't even know if I'm pointing in the right direction. The front bar is going to run across there, one back here, one across there. The front one's going to be held in with riv nuts. I think I'm going to put a couple of riv nuts on the outside here. I'll do that tomorrow after this paint's dried. I'm going to come back later on. I've got to go and do some shopping. And I shall come back, give this a coat of the coach paint, and maybe later on this evening I'll drill the outer holes for the riv nuts and we'll finally get this on. So I'll see you back again in a few moments. Right, that end's in. What I've done is I've got the washer that I've fitted to these middle ones to make the hole smaller, and I've countersunk the hole so that it sits over the riv nut, so I can sit it on top of the riv nut once it's in the roof. Makes any sense? That way around. That way all 4 bolts sit up on these washers for drainage. So I've drilled the hole. Next thing to do, put the camera down, hoping you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so that fits. Give it a splish of Caravan sealant. I can't give it a splish of Tiger Seal's gone off in the tube, which it tends to do all by itself. I think we're going to have trouble with that because there's so much insulation inside it, it's pushing it back up. So we'll have to get the older tool in quick. Now I tend to do this a bit at a time, not all at once, mainly because I'm on top of a ladder 12 foot up in the air. Anybody out there's laughing their heads off saying you do it in one go. You can do it in one go. When you're up a ladder, a rickety ladder, that probably isn't rated at my 19 stone, the last thing you want to do is be really straining yourself with a pot rivet gun. Right, I believe that is in. Well and truly crushed, just judging from how wobbly it is in the roof. Now you'll see what I mean. I've countersunk a little lip on the side so that it sits over it and sits flush on the roof. Plus, it gives me a bigger surface area for some sealant, because after all, this bar is above my bed. And if there's one place you don't want a leak, it's above your bed. I will take a leak. It's going to sound really wrong. I will take a leak anywhere other than above my bed. But you know what I mean. Right, I'm just going to get a nut and bolt. We'll be back in a sec. Right, I've course meant a washer and a bolt. I'm going to put that in. I'm going to tighten it up. Just to squash that washer down. Squash out any excess sealants. Just like that. Give it the old finger wipe. No, shut up, you're at the back. Here we go. Now that's all nice and sealed. And I've now got 2 holes in the roof. 2 nut certs or riv nuts. All nicely sealed up. Now when this goes on, I shall put some butyl tape across there, and that will seal the underside of this. As I say, it just raises it up, it allows the wind to get underneath it and the water to drain out of it. And although, as I say, it's galvanised and sprayed in hammerite paint, it will rust. I don't want it to rust because I don't enjoy coming back up this ladder every 5 minutes. So I'm going to go and clean my fingers up, so I'm now covered in 522 Sika, and I'll be back in a minute with some paint to give it a coat of paint. Right, that's the 2 aerial holes and washers, given a lick of paint. I know it doesn't look like a good match, but it will do when it's dried, because it came out the exact same tin that the rest of the van was painted in. Got a few bubbles coming up there. We shall give it another brushing in a bit, and then when the outer ones are dry, I shall give them a coat of etch primer and then some of this brushed on top, just so you'd never know I'd been up here. Right, back to the bit. Right, that's all of them painted. I'm going to call it a night, let the paint go off fully. It's already pretty dry, it's quite warm out. It's getting on for 7:30, 8:15. So I'm going to call that a night. Tomorrow I'll come back out, take the bolts out, put the cross beam in, put the end caps on, and then think about getting down there and actually climbing on the roof and doing the front bolts, which were going to be somewhere roughly where that aerial is. I assume you can see that aerial there. I'm not going to use that hole, I'm going to leave that one in because I've left that aerial cable, which I'm going to extend and run through the cab. Right, back in a bit. Right, so as you can see, back one's on and finished. You can see the little lumps where the washers are, giving it drainage. I've done exactly the same on the back here. I'll show you. Riv nut, countersunk the back of the washer so it fits over the top of the riv nut. The riv nut's sealed in place, the washer's then sealed in place, and then when this finally goes on top of here, I'll be putting some of this mastic tape on there to seal it, and then I'll be loading some more Caravan 522 on top of the bolt head to seal it. Plus you've got the paint, so it should pretty much be well sealed. Fingers crossed. I'll see you in a bit. Right then peeps, there's the second bar in. There's the front bar, there's the rear bar. They're a bit too far apart, so I'm going to put a centre bar in. They're 7 feet apart, but I'm going to put a centre bar in at 3.5 feet. If you can see, I've just marked it out there on the roof. I've got to get some more 522 because I've literally just run out as I put the last blob on at that end to seal up the bolts. And then the solar can go on, and I can take my little 60 watt panel down, and that can just do nothing but charge up the Phoenix system. It's going to go over that side to charge up the Phoenix system because that's where the Phoenix system is, where the batteries are for it. Then I'm thinking of giving the roof another coat of paint. I've got the third bar. I used Lidl's sort of bare metal paint. It's like their equivalent of hammerite, and just like hammerite, it's crap. It doesn't dry properly. It doesn't need a primer, but it does because it doesn't stick. It takes a month to dry. So I'm probably going to get some cardboard, stick it under here and just spray this with a bit of satin black just to tidy it up. I'll wait till the sealant's gone off. Now if you can see, we've got some mastic sealant in there. So the riv nut's sealed, the washer over the top is sealed, then this rail is sealed, and then the washer and the bolt inside is sealed, and then it's sealed over the top as well. So I shouldn't get any water ingress. Fingers crossed. I'll see you in a bit, peeps.